On entering a bedroom, they found a Caucasian male lying on the ground unresponsive. There were no signs of trauma. He was later pronounced dead. Officers were then directed to a second villa where they found a Caucasian male slumped against a wall in a bathroom unresponsive. A Caucasian female was also found in a bedroom on a bed unresponsive as well. Both individuals showed signs of convulsion, but there were no signs of trauma. The exact cause of death still being determined. However, ZNS News spoke with the island's administrator, Christian Palacios, on the impact of this tragedy on the island.
I mean, it is really an unfortunate situation, and residents are more sympathetic for the, I guess, persons involved in this whole situation, but they are still concerned about the effects of the situation and what it's going to have on Exuma. But you know, Exuma is known for its tourism, and we're still, residents are still moving about, being hospitable, kind, and all of that, all those type of stuff that Exuma is known for. But we're still waiting to hear, basically, you know, the cause and the way forward.
In other news, one of the key campaign promises made by the Davis administration in the lead-up to the last general election was to tackle the country's unemployment issue. Still an uphill climb, but they're hoping this latest job fair can bring some resolve. Our Amajal Knowles has more from that event titled Labor on the Blocks, held earlier today.
Well, unemployment numbers are still not official, but the need for jobs in the country is very evident. No greater evidence of that than today's Labor on the Blocks job fair put on by the Ministry of Labor, as nearly 1,000 persons showed up looking for employment. The latest in a series of job fairs put on by the Department of Labor, today perhaps yielding its greatest number of potential applicants. The Labor on the Blocks job fair, in conjunction with a number of non-governmental organizations, saw nearly 1,000 persons turn out this morning to the Columbus Primary School in hopes of securing a new job. Labor Minister Yonble Keith Bell.
It tells of the very, very strong demand, and the demand being placed on government to find jobs, and the yearn and desire for Bahamians to become employed again. You will recall we had a job fair earlier with Sandals. They're looking for employment still here in New Providence, Fowl Key, and of course Emerald Bay. We have a number of other agencies, including Wendy's, Subway, Checkers.
With the event taking place at the Columbus Primary School, the majority of potential applicants would be representatives from the Centerville and Ingliston constituencies. We caught up with the MPs that represents both areas.
The turnout this morning is awesome, and it just shows that the Bahamian people are in fact ready to embrace any and every opportunity given to them today.
I'm hoping that this is going to assist in matching opportunity with people.
For these residents, they are extremely hopeful that they will get a call.
I was unemployed for like 3 months now, and it has been very, very rough. I've been applying for jobs left, right, and center, but none of them like call me back or even say anything yet. So I'm here today to see if I get any luck to get a job.
It struggles. It's very hard because you don't get no money to get these stuff, and depending on parents all the time, it don't make sense. And it's very hard to struggle without jobs.
A number of businesses hired applicants on the spot, much to the benefit of persons like Carnegie Delancey.
So I went and I applied to Wendy's. They asked me a few questions about my background and if I've been in any problems with the law. And upon receiving my NIB card and other information, they hired me on the spot. It was unexpected, but I'm happy about it. They said once I send my banking information, they would give me a starting date.
Labor on the Blocks is an initiative launched several years ago. Officials of the Department of Labor hopes this momentum continues, attracting eager job seekers, reducing unemployment in the country. For ZNS Network News, I'm Amajal Knowles.
Well, it's been a vexing problem for ages, the acquisition of Crown land. The backlog of cases and the slow to sometimes no response from government officials over the years have left many residents disenfranchised, and despite promises by past administrations to provide solutions, seemingly little has been done. Well, according to Press Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister, the Davis administration is committed to rectifying the problems.
There's so many people who've been waiting, and you know, it's not justified. People have been waiting literally years on responses, but I'm talking about an answer. I'm talking about people haven't even gotten responses for years. And so this has to come to an end. The Bahamian people ought to be treated better than this. The Bahamian people are entitled to have access to Crown land. It is a part of what makes you proud to be Bahamian. And this administration will ensure that there is more efficiency when it comes to lands and survey, because we believe that Bahamian people ought to be dealt with in a professional and more dignified manner.
Now, the acquisition challenges have motivated some persons to take matters into their own hands. This as more land is being claimed illegally to deforestation in the Carmichael Road and other areas. Acting Director of the Forestry Unit, Danielle Hannock, says her department is in need of more forestry officers to deal with the situation that is out of control.
Do need more staff. We are currently in the hiring process, so I do support ministers' plea to, if there are, especially persons from the SIS program at UB, this is Small Island Sustainability Program, that we are looking for officers, and we're looking to establish our offices in Grand Bahama, Eleuthera, Andros, and Abaco initially. Also, we'll be establishing our office in Crooked Island in June. So we'll be doing that, and to increase our present budget, budget providing. But so for example, last year we had slated to put forth 20 new officers. We got approval to hire 2. So we're hoping this year we're putting again the 20, and hopefully we could get more.
The nation's chief receiving an honorary doctorate degree for exceptional leadership in public service. The honor bestowed from Middle Tennessee State University. This as Prime Minister Philip Davis also delivered the commencement speech earlier today. The honorary doctorate is the most prestigious degree conferred to persons whose career reflects sustained exceptional achievement in the fields of scholarship, public service, or other endeavors. The university has only conferred 5 in its 111-year history. While still to come in the weekend edition, mothers from one inner-city community receiving words of wisdom from their peers. The details of that and more after the break.
Sometimes you need to make a classic move. That's why for all of life's moments, there's one classic credit card. Experience cashless purchasing power and chip and pin security with your RBC Visa Classic credit card. Manage your day-to-day expenses as well as life's little surprises. Apply today at rbc.com/Caribbean/Visa Classic and enjoy 1 year's free membership. Conditions apply.
AID has everything you need and more to complement your home's decor. Luxurious bamboo bath towels, face towels from $1.25 and bath towels from $5.45. Shower curtains from $2.54 and organizers in stylish finishes. Bath mat sets from $7.27 in a multitude of styles and colors. Bed sheet sets from $9.95 and 7-piece comforter sets from $49.95. Doormats from $1.93 with matching runners and hundreds of area carpets. Sofa covers from $19.95, plain and crushed sheer curtains from $5.25 and thousands of panels to choose from. Blinds from $7.02 and curtain rods from $2.89. Ceramic and porcelain dishes, tablecloths, napkins, placemats, utensils, and more. A wide selection of drinking glasses, including elegant stemware, candle holders, vases, and crystal. Full-size mirrors, decorative pictures, and picture frames. AID, Wolf Road and the Mall at Marathon open late and on Sundays to serve your decorating needs. AID, all you really need and more.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
Thanks for staying with us. COVID hospitalizations showing a slight jump to 7 from 4 cases. All patients are said to be moderately ill. As for new infections, we're at 23 cases. 21 were generated here in the capital, and the additional 2 with locations pending. 10 of those showing a travel history within 14 days. with this group totaling 13 males and 10 females. Meantime, active cases at 275, recoveries at 32,408, and the death toll at 798. Total RT-PCR tests completed to date stands at 232,502. Well, members of the Bahamas Red Cross Society paid a courtesy call on the Minister of State, in the Office of the Prime Minister, the Honorable Miles Loroda. The team was also accompanied by a delegation from the Red Cross Society's regional office in Panama. Minister Loroda, who also has responsibility for the Disaster Reconstruction Authority, said the Red Cross played a pivotal role during and post Hurricane Dorian, and the organization is always ready to assist.
Luckily for us, the Red Cross brand has been here forever. Our country is very grateful for the work that the Red Cross have done. It's continuing to do and will continue to do. There is a bond there, and there is an affinity in the country itself, not only at the government level or the NGO level, but among the communities. It is that organization who brands stick out and who has had a reputation of giving and giving.
Our president of the Bahamas Red Cross Society, Therese Curry, says the work of the organization could not be carried out without the support of its international partners.
Marisela Mischel, who is the head of the delegation in Panama, thought it fitting at this time during Hurricane Preparedness Month to come and chat about hurricane preparedness. As you know, they were in the mix of things with Hurricane Dorian, and we hope that we will not have another Hurricane Dorian in any near future of our history, but we must be prepared.
A signature moment this weekend for single mothers in the Bain and Grantstown constituency. The area representative hosted 2 days of activities focused on empowerment, education, and the celebration of motherhood at the Woodcock Primary School grounds. Last evening, a series of speakers shared with mothers the importance of contraception as well as legal advice and options for many who remain in the category of being a struggling single parent. Speakers included spouse of the Prime Minister Anne-Marie Davis, family attorney Robin Lyons, and Deputy to the Governor General, the Honorable Cynthia Mother-Pratt.
Don't make the same mistake twice. Get help. You are not out, even though you might be down. There are many avenues to pull yourselves out of any rut you're in.
I spend a lot of time in the family court, and 90% of the applications in the family court, child support.
Times were hard. We fought. If you don't have mommy, go look for granny. But don't make yourself a doormat for no man. Yes, the children are already here. As I said earlier, that's water under the bridge. Let's move forward.
Today event showcased a number of games, presentations, and entertainment for the children and mothers. Bain and Grantstown Member of Parliament Wade Watson reaffirming mothers as the bedrock of communities. He adds he is committed to providing assistance to the vulnerable members of the area.
I asked every constituent that I came in contact with, what can I do as a member of Parliament to improve the lives and living conditions in Bains and Grantstown? And one of the most overwhelming answer was focus on single mothers, and hence the development of this particular program, the Single Mothers Forum and Children's Funding. This is the kind of environment I wanted for you, because moms are the best.
Also making news tonight, the Anglican Church Women Council, or ACW, celebrating its 50th anniversary and its 49th conference this year. The women will host some 12 activities over the next 2 weeks. President Charlene Rogers says they're excited to once again celebrate with their sisters in person.
Due to the pandemic and the various restrictions, we have not met for the past 2 years for conference in person, even at branch level for meetings. So we look forward to this time where we will assemble, of course, observing protocols, but that fellowship, seeing one another face to face, your sisters who you are, accustomed to seeing once a year, we really look forward to us coming together, encouraging one another.
Well, the ACW will also honor 4 centenarians for various parishes in the country during its golden anniversary. Lloyd Allen has the story of 100-year-old Louise Simmons.
It's a part of a routine she has practiced for years. Every Sunday at 7 a.m., 100-year-old Louise Simmons makes her way to her place of worship, the Holy Spirit Anglican Church of Chippingham. Although the minute-long stroll may seem like a breeze for most, this centenarian requires a little help, but looks forward to the experience every Sunday. A woman of few words, Ms. Simmons says the highlight of her life remains years of hard work back in the Turks and Caicos Islands.
I helped to make rope for the sailboats, and I had to make salt bags for the salt boats. When the ships come in for salt, I had that to use. I helped with all that. Just my daddy was doing that kind of work.
She says a strong upbringing helped to mold her into the person she is, especially as a young woman charged with taking care of her sister's children when she first moved to Nassau.
I brought my sister's children down. They were teachers.
After 100 years in the faith and a member of the Anglican Church Women, Simmons says Sunday worship for her is more than a pastime, but a way of life.
You don't do things on Sunday like you will do all the week or so. You just keep Sunday as a day of rest or a day of worship.
Mary Stovall, Louise's younger sister, says membership in the Anglican Church Women's Hill has become a tradition in the family, with the two still carrying the torch. Over the years, Mary says she was able to return to sharing her Nassau Street home with her sister for a time, who even then remained faithful to Holy Spirit Anglican Church.
She walked down here twice on Sundays, Sunday morning, Sunday evening.
Rector Father Neil Nairn says Ms. Simmons is the ideal parishioner.
Ever since she came, she was very committed to her church. We see her involvement in the Sunday school, and right now, even at her age right now, she's still a member of the ACW.
Charlene Rogers, president of the group, says as it approaches its 50th anniversary, this year's events will keep members engaged from start to finish.
We're going to kick this celebration off with walkathon, a fun walkathon on Goodman's Bay on Saturday the 7th of May.
Rogers adds that the 49th conference will also conclude with a sail away to Harbor Island for all members. Lloyd Allen, ZNS Network News.
Well, from a reflection of life to young budding artists at the Claridge Primary School putting on their first art exhibition at the Mullet Marathon under the theme Art at Springtime. More in this next report.
Portraits, sunsets, lanterns, and lots of color, key themes of students who participated in Claridge Primary's Art in Springtime exhibition mounted at Center Court, Mullet Marathon. The exhibition, up for a few days now, is one school officials hope to continue. Art teacher Jessica Miller says she wanted to expose the youngsters to the world of art.
I really wanted to show them that with art, you can take art many places. And with art itself, art is really all around us. And with them creating art and tapping into that ability to just to create, they can see now that, hey, I can create this, I can display it, and who knows, I can also make sales from it as well.
Miller says about 26 students participated in the competition, collaborating on what's usually seen at the springtime to come up with about 100 submissions. Sixth grader Shannon Jones proudly displayed a portrait of his mother.
I try to design it in the most way that how she looked and how she would look. It makes it feel pretty good that people, at least I see a lot of people that say they like the art and stuff.
Likewise, 8-year-old Brianna Reed finds art fascinating.
I like different things that I can make, like a sunset or anything. It's really, I'll just make anything I put my mind to. I want to sell art and I want to become famous, but I don't really want to be famous. I just want to do art and have fun with it.
And while Jaira Pierre will have a tough time deciding between art and becoming a Defense Force officer, she too is happy that the public can view her work.
Other people get to come to the mall and see my art, and they was like, wow, it looks nice, and yeah. I could draw anything I could at the best of my abilities.
And while Ms. Miller also showcased her ability to produce portraits, the students took home a number of prizes.
The kids, they got certificates from Starbucks. They were able to get Atlantis shipped in, and they gave them, I think, the water park thing, the winners. Mr. Wilson, he owns several stores in the mall, like QVC and a few others, and he was able to give them bike prizes.
The exhibition will be removed by the end of the week, but Miller promises a second one later on. Well, as we head to the break, we'd like to thank all of our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. And just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us. There's more after the break.
Shell Unleaded improves your fuel economy, giving increased miles per gallon, allowing you to do more of what you really want. Special additives used in Shell Unleaded improve your engine's efficiency. So go further with Shell Unleaded. Venture out to beaches, Junkanoo, and festivals and bring home memories that will last a lifetime. Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
COVID is clearly unpredictable. It doesn't matter how young you are, how old you are. I'm young, and it still put a beating on me. I had no other option but to go to the hospital. I remember the doctor telling me if I had waited one more day, I wasn't gonna come inside here alive. At my lowest point, not being there for my kids was... You don't want to be in the same position that I was in. Vaccines may not stop you from getting COVID, but it can stop you from getting COVID the way I had COVID. You don't want that way.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to your sports on this Saturday. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports news. DeAndre Ayton and the Phoenix Suns failing to take a commanding 3-zip lead in their best-of-7 Western Conference semifinal matchup with the Dallas Mavericks last night. Ayton closed Friday's 103-94 loss to the Mavs with 16 points, going 6 of 12 from the field, 4 for 4 from the line, grabbing 11 rebounds in 33 minutes of play. Ayton left his mark on both ends of the court and bounced back from an awful showing as he only ended with 9 points and 3 rebounds in Game 2. It's worth noting he has scored 15-plus points in 6 of his last 7 postseason appearances. Ayton has logged 5 performances of 20-plus points in the playoffs thus far, following a regular season during which he averaged 17 points per game. College basketball news: Yolette McPhee-McCoon has signed a contract extension as head coach of the Ole Miss women's basketball program that will see her remain at the helm through the 2026 season. McPhee-McCoon's previous deal was set to expire in 2025, but both sides agreed to restructure the new deal, which was officially announced earlier this week. In a statement, she said that she's humble and grateful for the support from the chancellor, AD, and senior women's administrator. She recognizes the commitment and the accomplishments that the program has achieved, reflects on the beliefs and the long-term vision that has been put into place. Ole Miss Vice Chancellor for Intercollegiate Athletics Keith Carter said the continued growth of the program has the support of the entire community. And after years of searching for a superstar, Jazz Chisholm Jr. has been music to the Miami Marlins fans' ears. The eccentric infielder built up excitement in an up-and-down rookie season thanks to flashy plays and a persona that makes him a spotlight on and off the field. He recently spoke of the Marlins' surprising start to the year.
I have no quit at all. we could be down in the ninth inning and we're still going to find a way to bring them those runs back and keep fighting until the final out, you know? And I feel like that's what keeps driving us every day, is that we know that we have guys on this team that can do it all. So we just keep on going with that and pushing until the final out.
And as for how Miami's the perfect city for its personality.
I mean, there's no better city to do it in except than Miami. You know, it's right across the, like, literally, like you said, 30 to 45 minutes in the air. I mean, my family always can get over here whenever we need them to come and watch a game, or whenever I'm not feeling like myself or whatever. I mean, and Miami is just so Caribbean style, you know, like that's just who I am. It's fun. Like, you see the fans get into it and everything. It's just amazing.
People describe the way. That's my look at your sports on this Saturday. A check on weather when we return.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
The ZNS community page now has its own home on Channel 230. Be sure to tune into this channel to see informative notices, funeral announcements, birthday greetings, and much, much more. So watch the ZNS community channel today on Cable 230.
Ordinary people, you've never seen anything like this before. This is art and fashion together in one.
Hi, this is Novi Pierre, also known as Novi Pierre. Do not miss me on Ordinary People Doing Extraordinary Things.
It's time now for a check on tonight's weather forecast. Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean joins us in studio with the latest temperatures. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Jim and Anita. We are under mostly cloudy skies with some recent light range. Temperature at 81 degrees, the relative humidity 78%. Winds out of the east-southeast at 8 miles per hour. The barometric pressure 1,011.6 millibars is 29.86 inches, and the pressure is falling. Temperatures around the islands this evening: 77 degrees in Greenville Key, Freeport 77 degrees, Marsh Harbor Abaco at 77 degrees, in the Berry Islands 82, Allenstown, Bimini 83 degrees, 81 in Harper Island, Roxanne, Eleuthera 82 degrees, 84 in Black Point, Exuma, and Kemp's Bay, St. Andrews. Fresh Creek, Central Andrews at 83 degrees. Owen, Otterstown, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rumkey 82 degrees. Georgetown, Exuma also 82 degrees, 83s in Ragged Island, Clownstown, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay 82. Acklands 82 degrees, Matthewtown and Agua 83, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 80 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight through Sunday in the northwest Bahamas ahead of a frontal system. The winds are going to be southwest to west, speeds around 10 to 15 knots, and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Low tide took place at 7:11 this evening. You can expect another low tide at 8:18 tomorrow morning. For the central and southeastern parts of our country, the winds are going to be light and variable with flat sea conditions, and your satellite picture showing that frontal boundary right across south central Florida, and that's going to slowly drift towards the south. You can see those showers already impacting Grand Bahama and the Abacos, and a portion of that over the Eleuthera area, and eventually some of that is going to reach here in the capital later on tomorrow morning as that system continues to sag southward. Patchy clouds with a couple of showers and thunderstorms developing late, 72 degrees for your low temperature, and tomorrow it's going to be partly cloudy with a couple of pop-up showers and thunderstorms, meaning they will be here and there. 84 degrees for your high temperature, and your extended weather forecast for the next 7 days. Showers off and on with thunderstorms in the mix as well into Sunday. Monday looks a lot better with a lot of sunshine in the forecast, and that will continue right into Tuesday. Some clouds start to develop on Wednesday, and as we head into the weekend, we will see some showers and thunderstorms developing once again. Jimenita.
Thanks, Basil, and that will end the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. We thank you for continuing to make ZNS your #1 news and information network, as only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. Thanks for watching, and good night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.